Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to review one of my best peripherals of the year, and I was very excited that this new keyboard was released this year because I was using the older model and I was just amazed how good it was working. So I am talking about the Logitech MX Mini. This is a new series introduced by Logitech in this year, in which is going to be more focused in minimalistic keyboard that you can use for your setup and with a minimal footprint. And I think I'm just very excited for this because I was waiting a long time for something a little bit smaller in size, and that the Logitech MX keys that I already have been using for around 1 year more or less. And so stay tuned in the video if you want to learn more, and see you now. So this is the Logitech MX Keys Mini. This is a new version that Logitech just introduced in the last months. I think already 3 months ago probably. And this is as well in the Logitech MX series from Logitech. And this MX series, probably you already know, they are a little bit more focused in creators people, in professional people, and in people that is willing to invest a little bit more of money in their peripherals. And the nice thing about this new Logitech MX Mini is that, as I already mentioned before, it is focused in a minimalistic footprint, or in a minimal footprint to your desk setup. I was already using in the last years, as you probably already noticed if you are following my channel, and I was using this one. This is the Logitech MX Keys. This is the full version, this is the full size version of the Logitech MX series, and I was just amazed how this keyboard was really good working, and just everything about these MX keys, it is just amazing. The only thing that I was really not worried, but the only thing that it troubled me a little bit, because I paid the price of these Logitech MX keys is around 130 euros, 130 US dollars, depending in which country you're living, and it was a little bit too big for my desk. And it's not that it troubled me, but sometimes when I was using just my keyboard and I just need to type a lot of things, probably maybe one Word document, or I was preparing some documents, it was a little bit too long, and it was kind of standing in the way of my mouse, and it was a little bit troubling me. It was nothing to worry about because as I mentioned before, the keyboard works perfect, and the typing experience, it is just great about the MX keys. But I wanted something a little bit smaller probably, because it is a little bit too long. And for some desk setups, even if you have a long table, a long desk, probably it's going to work, but something a little bit smaller could be great. And that's when Logitech came with this idea of a mini version of it, which I think is just amazing. And I got here the pink version, the rose gold, I don't know how do you want to call it. This is the color that I liked more. And it is, just to put in a few words, it is a smaller version of the Logitech MX keys, which I think is fantastic, is great, and it works exactly as perfect as the MX keys. So let's talk now about the new feature that the MX Mini is offering. So first of all, as I already mentioned, is the size. So if you can see here, this is the MX keys, and then the MX Keys Mini on top, and you can see the difference in size, which probably for some of you is going to be Jorge, but sometimes you need the numpad. And yeah, but to be honest, I didn't really need the numpad that much, and that's why for me it was a little bit unnecessary, and a little bit and a smaller keyboard was just perfect for me. So this is in features, in size, it is not such a big difference. You can match them one on one. It is just already it's just only in the length when the difference happens. That's the first feature that is new about this MX Mini. As the name says, it is a mini version of the MX keys. Let's talk about connectivity. Connectivity on this keyboard is a little bit different than the previous version of Logitech MX series peripherals. You can say mouses or you can say keyboards, because before we used to have this USB receiver, which is called the Logitech Unifier. With this device, it's a pretty standard USB 2.0 device that you can plug into your computer. This is the older version of it, and with this new series of MX Mini series, they introduced a new wireless data transfer technology, which they called the Logitech Bolt. This is the new wireless receiver. So the interesting thing about the Logibolt is that Logibolt's devices are not longer compatible with Logitech unified devices, which means that out of the box, the MX Mini can only be paired with your computer via Bluetooth, which for a lot of people is not really an option, because a lot of people, to be honest, they wait or they expect to have one of these USB devices in order to pair them with their desktops. There's a lot of desktops, for example, that they don't have Bluetooth, or I don't know. So they expect to have a USB in the box. So this is not going to be the case. Out of the box, the Logitech MX Mini, it does not include the Logibolt USB device, which means that in order to get the Logibolt device, I needed to pay 17 euros extra. Interesting thing as well is that the Logibolt, it was not available to purchase in the Logitech store, at least not in Germany. Probably if you are in the United States, or depending on the country in which you are living, you are going to be able to find it or not. I bought it on eBay for 18 euros, and which is a little bit tricky, because if you buy your keyboard, I don't know, now it's coming Christmas, and you buy your keyboard for maybe for your kids or for you, and you expect it to have USB, it's going to disappoint you that the Logibolt is not included in the box of the MX Mini. You need to buy it separately. In connectivity, that's the new thing. Otherwise, you have as well here 3 keys in order to change the channel that you have. In order to change the channel in which you are working, you have 3 channels. You can pair the 3 channels via Bluetooth, or you can pair 1 channel via the Logitech Bolt and 2 other channels via the Bluetooth. So keep this in mind before you buy the MX Mini. If you have a computer that does not have Bluetooth, you need to get one Logibolt. And if you cannot find the Logibolt, then you need to use this only via Bluetooth. And keep as well in mind that the Logitech Bolt is not compatible anymore, or it is not yet compatible with all the Logitech devices, such as the MX Anywhere 3, or maybe if you have another keyboard like the MX Keys or like the MX Craft, it is not going to be recognized in your computer. So probably for sometimes you need to keep both installed in your computer in order to get the best combination of devices and connectivity at your computer. So keep that in mind before you buy the MX Mini. That's about connectivity. Let's talk about the physical specifications of this keyboard. So the MX Mini, it is relatively small, which is going to allow your desk setup to present at least a minimal footprint. The first main feature, and there's a thing that I like a lot about this Logitech MX series, is that all the function keys are customizable. In the Logitech Options software, you can customize each of these keys on top to make any function that you want, and you can reprogram them to make some multimedia functions, or just to make some Windows shortcuts, or to work specifically in one of your programs as much as you want and as much as you like. For example, if you are using Photoshop, you can install a Photoshop profile in order to fulfill different tasks and different shortcuts in that specific software. If you are using probably SolidWorks, for example for me, like if you are doing 3D modeling, you can reprogram those keys in order to make a different functions in your software, which I think is a pretty cool thing to have. And that is freedom to customize the keys. All the function keys are customizable, and they are already predefined with some cool functions, I will say. For example, like if you are into emojis conversations in your computer, you now have the F7 that it allows you to insert directly emojis into your conversation text. For example, you have as well the 3 main channels on the top, F1, F2 and F3. You have as well a screenshot key. You have the typical multimedia keys, which is muted, play, pause, volume up, volume down. You have as well a lock screen key. And as I already mentioned, you can reprogram all of them to execute any specific application or command that you would like in Windows or in Mac. So let's talk about now build quality. Build quality of this keyboard, it is just great. It is solid metal with plastic in the back. It is really stiff. There is no bending motion, not at all, for this key. It is very robust, let me tell you, and the quality, it just feels great. The build quality just feels great, and the texture quality of it feels great as well. The typing experience, I like a lot. The typing experience on this keyboard, I like it a lot, because at least for myself, I am not really into mechanical keys because they are too loud. There is a lot of people that like mechanical keyboards, and then when they type, you heard what you are typing. I personally don't like it. That's why I do like this minimal sound. And if you can hear in my keyboard, close to my microphone, when you type, it is not that loud, and it feels very comfortable to your fingers. For external feature, this keyboard has only two different things, which are the power button. The power button, you have it here, which it's like the previous version, it goes green when it is on, and it goes red when it goes off. And you have as well a USB-C connector, which is for the charging cable. I'm not really sure how long does it take to deplete the battery life on this keyboard, because I just got it a few days ago, and I always have in my monitor, I have always one USB-C cable already there, in which I charge all my peripherals. And that's a nice thing, because for my desk setup, this just fits perfect, because all of my devices are USB-C, and with the USB-C cable that I have in my monitor, I can charge and pair all of my devices when I need to charge them. So I really don't know how it's going to last the battery, but in my experience with the Logitech MX keys, if you use it constantly and with the backlight as well activated with the sensor of proximity, probably is going to be around between 10 days and 1 month, depending on your usage per day. So do not expect like 6 months of battery with one charge. That will not be the case. And in comparison with the MX Anywhere mouse, this one fully load charge of this is going to help probably 2 months or something like that. At least this is my experience with the MX Anywhere 3, which the battery holds pretty well. I think this is not going to be the case for this MX Mini, the same as for the MX Keys complete version. It's expect in between 10 to 20 days of battery life. Then you are going to be in the need to plug it in and charge it. So that's about the specifications and features. Let's go now to take a look to a real scenario, and let's talk about how you can really benefit out of the small footprint that this new series of MX Mini keyboards are trying to offer you. So this is how my desk setup looks like. So now here for comparison, you have the MX Keys and the MX Mini. And you will say, Jorge, but why it was important for you decide to have a smaller keyboard, or what is the benefit, or why are the benefits of having such as a mini device? And you can just take a look here how small it is in comparison to the other one. And this is, as you can already immediately notice, this is one of my biggest concerns that I had with the MX Keys. It's a little bit too long. It's just too long, I think. And if you put it in this perspective, you will notice what I mean. And if you take a look to the symmetry of the monitor, these keyboards, when you write, you usually write with your both hands, and you usually are in the middle of the monitor. Usually it's when I work here with my documents or anything that I type. And if I want to have my keyboard just in the middle, to type for the best typing experience with symmetry of the monitor, all this space is being taken from the MX Keys. And now it's really almost together with the MX Anywhere 3, which I was constantly pushing this here to the right and then to the left, because it is just too long, and I was always pushing it to the right, because then then I need to extend my hand a lot in order to get the mouse, and it was already too far to the right, and then I was pushing as well the keyboard to the left, and then moving the mouse. But sometimes it's like, okay, I need to write really intensive, and I was pushing again to the right in order to write exactly in the mid of my monitor. And Other example, for example, is when I was editing videos in DaVinci Resolve. I have this DaVinci Resolve speed editor, and I used to have this here in the left, and then I could use the scrolling wheel here and this key together with my normal keyboard, which it is mostly the work that I do when I do edit my videos for my YouTube channel, for example. And if you see already here, it is already a lot. It is already getting here to my laptop, and this was concerning me a little bit because I was not. I mean, if you are going to pay a lot of money for a keyboard, at least it needs to satisfy all the needs and requirements that you have. And if you are not happy with the price, I mean, if you are not happy with the keyboard that you have and you already paid for it, it's not going to really let you be always comfortable at the time that you work. So probably I'm going to sell this for later, or I'm going to use it in my other workstation in the other side. But at least for now, I'm just going to compare this. And the benefit now, having this small mini keyboard, is that I can put it in the middle and I have a lot of space here. That's a huge difference, being honest, in space, and it looks a little bit empty, it looks a little bit cleaner, and I like that a lot. Let's talk a little bit now about connectivity. How do I charge my peripherals? How do I charge my devices? Let's talk a little bit about what I have. My speed editor, just as a reference of my whole desk setup here about peripherals and why it is justified for me to have this kind of devices as the Logitech Mini. The speed editor, it charges over USB-C, but it is Bluetooth wireless. The MX Mini, it charges via USB-C, but it is wireless. My MX Anywhere 3, it charges via USB-C, but it is wireless. The Xbox controller, it uses batteries still. My Sony headphones, they charge via USB-C, but as well wireless. So I just leave them here and then they start to charge. My phone goes here as well, and it is also here, it is USB-C. And then this 3D connection is still micro USB because yeah, it is an old device and they still don't have newest models, but at least it's wireless. And everything charged via USB-C. And then you're going to say, Jorge, but you don't have USB-Cs here. And this is an extra USB hub that I plugged into my monitor because my monitor has 5 USB, but I need more because this is, for example, the 3D connection. This is the Logitech Vault. These are my Logitech headphones, which are as well USB-C, as you can see. And then is my DaVinci Resolve Studio license. But I have this USB-C cable. This is for my Samsung Galaxy Note. And what I do here, it goes in my monitor. My monitor has a USB-C port here, which is a fast charge, 15 watts. And then I have, when I need to recharge my peripherals, I just have then this cable. This goes, for example, to the keyboard, to the MX Mini. This goes to my Blackmagic Studio. This works as well for my MX Anywhere 3. It works as well for my Logitech headsets. It could work as well with my Sony headphones, but I always charge them wirely. So this is how it looks, my desk setup, and I'm very happy with it. It is very minimalistic. There is no cables at all. It is only now because I am using the Razer Blade Pro 17 now that I have here this device. But usually when I was using workstations, usually it was everything empty here and only my workstation over there. But now my laptop is taking the space there, and that's why it was important as well for me to have a little bit more free space at my desk. So this is the real scenario that I have for my MX Mini, and I hope you like it. If you have any questions about my devices, my peripherals, and everything that I use and you saw in this video, please just let me know and I will do my best to make a desk setup video only specific to show you how everything works, how everything is here clean, and how I tied everything up to, for my place to look like this. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this small review of the MX Mini series keyboard. And probably you are in the market looking right now for something similar like this, and I can only recommend it to you. As I already mentioned before, I am a long-term user of Logitech MX series peripherals, and I am just amazed how good they work. And if you are looking for a minimalistic, wireless, small footprint peripheral keyboard, I can only recommend you the MX Mini series. And take a look as well to the different colors that they are offering. Probably it is, if it is not the silver, it is the black, or if it is not, like me, probably it is the rosa version. And they are going to fit a little bit better into your ecosystem and into your room. I think Logitech and the MX series, they are taking always steps in the right direction in order to offer the clients, which are us, a little bit more of choices and experiences that you can get out of your peripherals. Because now, as we already know, since 2 years, a lot of people is working at home, is doing home office, and we took notice from the importance that having a nice workplace environment, maybe at your home, maybe at your desk in your office, how can this influence the way you work, the way you behave, and your productivity at the end of the day. And I think Logitech and this new introduction of series as the Mini, they offer a little bit more of choices to the user. And now you are able to select what fits better for you, what fits better for your workplace, and just make your workplace a little bit more aesthetically pleasant, and as well it helps you in order to be more productive. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you are still not subscribed. If you like the video, if you like this video, dislike the video if you don't like the video, and see you until the next time.